Welcome to Dave Billings Park for this Electric Ireland Higher Education GA Fitzgibbon Cup clash of UCD and NUIG. Now, unlike the Sigerson Cup, this is played in a group/pool format, so there is room to manoeuvre. The teams can afford a slip up, but they don't want one. UCD up against NUIG, and with me for this game is an All-Ireland winner with her club and county, Ursula Jacob. Ursula, what are you expecting from tonight?
Yeah, I think firstly it's great that the Fitzgibbon Cup competition is back, after missing last year, and I'm really looking forward to a, high energy, fast paced game. NUIG are coming in off a brilliant win in the league final last week, and then UCD are here on their home ground and they're not going to want to lose any advantage. And some people might say that this is probably one of the toughest groups in the Fitzgibbon competition. You have Mary I and UCC, who are the reigning champions, so I'm really looking forward to the game. And
UCC won earlier on against Mary I, so that's a big win for them, a good start for them. It was expected, but they were tested by Mary Immaculate College. This should be a good one though. The conditions absolutely perfect. I know you had to walk around the pitch and it's a sod any hurler would love to play on.
Yeah, it's nice big pitch. There's not too much of a wind, there's no rain, so it's ideal conditions. And we've some brilliant hurlers here on display. Obviously, namely Keane Lynch is going to be the main attraction here tonight, and what an addition to this NUIG team. But UCD are not going to fear NUIG either, so it's going to be a cracking contest, no doubt.
Jeff Linsky carrying the bag at the moment. The NUIG manager has guided many of these players to minor success as well. Let's have a look at the teams. Well, there's a spread of talent among this UCD outfit. Brian Shee of Kilmacud Crokes is in the corner. Ian O'Hare at centre back. Expect him to have a big influence on this one as well. Tipperary and Kilkenny paired up in midfield. Niall Heffernan and Owen Guilfoyle. Donal O'Shea is named at full forward, already making names for his club, Salthill Knocknacar, and of course his county, Galway. He's one of the ones that you'd look to get a lot of scores this evening. Now, one name jumps off that team sheet, that of Keane Lynch. He has done it for his club and his county, and now he wants to do it for NUIG. Jack Fitzpatrick is the captain. He knows what this competition is all about. He's another man with county experience. And then Evan Nyland. He's a superb free taker, but he's also really good from play. They'll try and get him good ball if they possibly can. Brian Concannon behind him. He's another man who's building a reputation as a very, very good and talented forward. The Keane Lynch factor, how big is that?
Well, wherever Keane Lynch seems to go, the team seems to win. And look at the impact already with NUIG. As I just said, they won the league final, and he's already won 2 Fitzgibbon Cups with Mary I, so he's going to want to, do the same here with NUIG. But, there's a lot more to this team than just Keane Lynch as well. He'll obviously control a lot of the play, but as you mentioned, some of the guys in the NUIG attack, Brian Concannon, Evan Nyland, are 2 guys, who we obviously know from intercounty level that'll sure to have a big bearing on today's game.
And when he plays Keane Lynch. He always gives it 110%.
Without a doubt, he's just got, he is the best player in Ireland at the moment, and he's not a 2-time player of the year for no reason. He's got it all. He's got the intelligence, the whereabouts on the pitch, he's got the skill, the score and everything. He's really unstoppable and unmarkable at times, so UCD are going to have to really watch his threat around the middle third. And
John Kiley, his manager at inter-county level, really put stock in the Electric Ireland Fitzgibbon Cup. I remember a couple of years ago, before they won the All-Ireland, they were playing Laois in a league match. There's John Keenan, by the way, our referee tonight from County Wicklow. And he said, look, there's a number of players missing tonight because I want them to concentrate on the Fitzgibbon Cup and I want to give them a rest. There's
huge value in the Fitzgibbon competition. It's the launch pad for many of these players to get their place onto an inter-county setup. And you look at a lot of these Galway players as well are going to be looking to make an impression for Henry Shefflin and the Galway management team, because they're trying to get in on the starting 15 of the Galway senior team this year. So it's a brilliant competition. As I said, it's probably the nearest thing to inter-county senior level out there.
Conor O'Shea, the manager of UCD, has featured prominently for folks in the Dublin Senior Hurling Championship in the last number of years. A very solid player, a very, very good manager. But I think it's fair to say that UCD haven't done what they've wanted to do in the Electric Ireland Fitzgibbon Cup in recent years. For Jeff Lindsay and NUIG, they are desperate for a good start this evening. Cold conditions, there's a slight breeze which has lightened since the football clash, blowing towards that kind of church end. If you know UCD, you'll know exactly where I'm talking about. UCD in that fetching, will we say, charcoal jersey? Not wearing the light blue as usual this evening. That's interesting that the backs have gone into their own pot and the forwards have gone into their own pot. Although there is a mixture of numbers, but of course, as you're well aware, numbers mean very little anymore.
That's it.
Owen Geraghty of Galway is the captain of UCD, coming up a lot of his fellow county men this evening. And partnering Cian Lynch in the midfield, Caleb Killeen. Everyone wants to get started now. UCD getting into their positions. Killeen just taking the dirt off the studs. So here we go. The Electric Ireland Higher Education GA Fitzgibbon Cup round 1 clash of UCD and NUIG. It's great to have the competition back. We missed it last year. The players missed it last year. So many denied the chance to represent their college, denied the chance to play in this great competition. Hannon doesn't get the contact he's looking for. Cian Lynch on it straight away, as you would expect, right in the thick of it. Here's Conor Walsh. Evan Nyland. Great pass. Good hook coming in there. Chasing after this Philip Hickey. It's a rather scrappy start. David O'Carroll, the Kilkenny man. UCD with the line ball, which will be struck by Cian Minogue of Clare. NUIG have made a change. Mark Gill has started. It's a very late change. These rucks, so important at this time of year, Ursula, aren't they?
That's it, and that's what Fitzgibbon hurling is all about, the rucks, the tackles, and whoever works the hardest. And look, a brilliant ball in here and lots of space inside for NUIG.
Donal O'Shea trying to get inside Sheehy. O'Shea regathers. Is he fouled? Referee says no. Conor O'Donoghue, the vice captain, clears it for UCD. That's a fantastic catch. Slipped into the path of Fionn McDonagh. Still looking for the first score, and the wait will continue. That's a wide.
And UCD just applied enough pressure there to put NUIG under pressure.
Conor O'Donoghue not rushing, the Dubliner. Great catch in the middle again, getting his love to that was Fionn McDonagh. Nyland bottled up, still gets the pass away. A suspicion of too many steps there. If that goes over, it's some strike. It doesn't, a second wide.
You can see the link-up play there with Evan Nyland and Brian Concannon, and Nyland is coming out the field slightly, not playing the traditional corner forward role.
Minogue gets himself out of trouble quite well, then it's spilled by Audsley of Wexford, and it's a line ball to NUIG. Going over to strike it is Conor Walsh. Walsh rolled it short. It's easy to say when it doesn't work out, but that seems to have been the wrong move. Prenderville tries to get to it. That's some surge out of defence by Owen Guilfoyle of Kilkenny. Chasing after it is Liam O'Brien. He's beaten to it by Jack Fitzpatrick, the captain. Fitzpatrick shielded it well, then waited for the help to arrive. It did. Caulfield goes long. Chasing after that one is Hickey. Audsley does well. Hickey not giving up on it though. Trying to dig it out is John Fleming. Fleming, it might break kindly for him. He's pushed out wide by Sheehy. Good stick pass. Conor Walsh has a pop. We're still waiting for the first score. Is that wait about to end? No. Third wide.
NUIG will hope to not rue those chances, you know, especially in the second half if the game is tight.
Hold on, come on. Back in deep, John, back in deep. Call.
Ball spilled. Right under our commentary position, you can hear the collisions. We're almost in the thick of it. Hannon, down the line it goes, Donal O'Shea. We talked about his ability to get scores. Are we about to see him show that ability? Oh, yes, what a score. Donal O'Shea knew he couldn't put it into his hand and just kind of scooped it over the bar.
And look, he's one of those emerging talents for Galway over the last couple of years. We saw what he's done at minor, at under 20 level, and again there, just use it all, his skill to get the point.
You just know Henry Shefflin's excited watching that, don't you?
That's it.
I know you don't like to see happy Kilkenny people, because generally that means that Wexford people aren't too happy, but trying to get it up is Killeen. Strong defending. Conor Walsh. 3-on-2 inside in favour of UCC. Geraghty got enough on it, but it is robbed back by Fleming. Fleming looks to equalise and does. Good score.
A brilliant ball into Fleming as well, and you can see that NUIG are trying to create that space in the full forward line with the likes of, you know, Brian Concannon and even Conor Walsh that time. You know, he set up that score for Fleming, and you know, UCD are a little bit at odds in marking the half forward line at the moment.
NUIG have a man down getting treatment at the moment. Not sure if you're a League of Ireland fan, Ursula, but he looks a little bit like the former Dundalk player Michael Duffy, who's now joined up with Derry.
Can't say
He's
I don't know him.
Yeah. He's up and running, Colin Prenderville.
Again.
If he brings to hurling what Duffy brings to soccer, then NUIG have got quite the player on their hands. Minogue trying to make it his is Kieran Foley. Just wouldn't quite stop for him, despite the fact that the conditions are that bit softer at this time of year. But this is a really good sod, a really strong sod, a really solid sod. McGlynn. It's intercepted. Oof, that's quite some shoulder. But Sheehy, who was on both the Kilmacud Croke senior football and hurling panels that won in Dublin, he's strong, he's able to take that. Here's Ian McGlynn, or beg your pardon, that's Brian Concannon. Now it's Cian Lynch. And that is a typical Cian Lynch point.
That's it, and how NUIG are using the ball is really impressive. You know, they're getting it to the player in the better position, and anytime the Cian Lynch is on the ball, it's going to be more than likely be a score.
That one rattled the entire ground. UCD on the attack, popped inside. Guilfoyle tries to get there and can't. Goalkeeper makes it his, Liam Riley. Off the stick of Owen Geraghty, line ball NUIG, which will be taken by Brian Concannon.
Again, there's the space in front of Fleming in the NUIG full forward line again. You can see they're trying to expose UCD at the back.
Works out for NUIG more by accident than design. Ian McGlynn. Cian Lynch standing over it, battling hard, but David O'Carroll was battling hard as well. And now Sheehy has won the possession, and it's a foul, and it's free out to UCD. Donal O'Shea fancies this one, even though he's just inside his own 65. Long strike from O'Shea. And an accurate strike from O'Shea. His second of the game, his first from a place ball.
And a brilliant strike, and he really struck it with confidence as well. You know, he's on form in the first few possessions tonight, so he's going to have a big bearing on this game.
Ball is spilled. That Donal O'Shea point, worth another look. Fantastic. John Fleming gets his second point, won the break, popped it over.
And the work rate from NUIG at the moment is very impressive. Something that Jeff Linsky said after the league final last week that he was impressed with.
Just slipped out of the hand of Caulfield. Donal O'Shea. He goes where he wants, Donal O'Shea. He's given the license, he's trusted. And it's a free in. I think the referee is moving it in because Ian McGlynn tied his lace beside O'Shea. He knew exactly what he was doing, but I think the end result will be the same. O'Shea will put this one over. His third of the game, his second from a free. Liam Riley goes long, goes straight. That breaks kindly for Concannon, who leaves it behind. Outside it goes from Hickey. Great save by the goalkeeper. The chance not gone yet. It's doubled in. Fantastic finish. Wonderful, wonderful strike from Fionn McDonagh.
A brilliant strike, and he really followed it in well, and you know they applied a lot of pressure on the UCD defence, and you know Conor Walsh again was at the heart of that attack, and a brilliant goal and a great start for NUIG.
Hit it on the half volley. Very often players are tempted to get it into their hand, but he just instinctively pulled on it. Three between them, a long way to go. A game that is warming up nicely. Here's Conor Caulfield. Pace certainly upping. Sheehy loses it. It's McDonagh again. Can't keep it on target.
Probably still feeling confident from his earlier strike for goal.
Minogue. Stolen back by the defender, it's McGlynn. Spilled off the stick, but then regathered by Killeen. Darren Morrissey with a very clever stick pass to Ian McGlynn. NUIG work it out beautifully and then go long. UCD have an extra man back there. It's a very clever bat into the path of John Fleming, who's already scored 2 from play. Half blocked down, didn't strike it cleanly, wasted possession. Here's Conor O'Donoghue. It's harder in winter conditions to catch the ball cleanly. That's a foul committed by Owen Guilfoyle. Let's have another look. Got himself into a spot of bother when he couldn't take it cleanly. He was pickpocketed by McGlynn, and then he fouled McGlynn.
And Evan Nyland, as we've seen with Galway in the last couple of years, an extremely impressive free taker and so accurate as well, so you expect he's going to score this.
Has been named in the Electric Ireland Fitzgibbon Cup team of the season in the past, Evan Nyland. This is well within his range, but I think that's drifting off. Donoghue goes short to Sheehy. Steps inside Fleming. Back to O'Donoghue. Falls kindly for Jack Fitzpatrick. Oh, slips out of the hand, trying to rob it back is Tom Hannon. Good work from the bannerman. Gets a second go at that, does Liam Murphy. Winds up, has a go. And that's a really good score by Liam Murphy.
And brilliant vision from Tom Hannon as well to get the cross-field ball over to Liam, and a super score.
Remember, unlike the football, this can end in a draw because at the moment we're in the pool phases, the group phases. Trying to clean it up is Heffernan, who is fouled. Free out. Heffernan gives that one plenty. O'Shea tries to get there and does flick it on, but only as far as Caulfield. Owen Lawless. We've seen more use of possession in hurling and camogie coming in the last couple of years, but sometimes you have to do what Lawless did there and just go long. Being bottled up as Niall Heffernan, and it's a free to NUIG, and there's a little bit of afters.
And again, you know, the NUIG attack swarmed around Niall Heffernan and just applied enough pressure for him to overcarry the ball. But look at Evan Nyland, Concannon all using their experience, and a brilliantly won free.
Nyland, who can often make a mockery of tight angles such as that. I think he's drawn that one in beautifully. That's a very, very good score by Evan Nyland. His first of the game. And we're at the water break. That came at us quickly. It's been a really enjoyable match so far, Ursula.
It has, yeah, and some brilliant scores. You know, NUIG will probably be happy enough with, you know, 1-4 in the first 15 minutes. You know, they probably had 4 or 5 wides on top of that, and they could be maybe a little bit further ahead, whereas UCD, you know, have been a little bit over-reliant on Donald O'Shea getting the couple of frees. But we just saw a few minutes ago, Liam Murphy got a good score from open play. But for me, NUIG are probably working that little bit harder, especially in their attack. They're using their experience and they're using their ball, the ball that bit better. But their goal was obviously the key score. You know, it was really well played by Conor Walsh. A good save by the goalie, but in fairness to Fionn McDonough, you know, he struck on it first time and buried it in the back of the net, and they'll be thrilled with that because, you know, it gives them the 3-point advantage at the moment.
You could see those fans behind the goal. There's an Ashburn Cup game going on behind the goal, but they are turning around every time the ball comes down this end, or that end I should say. Trying to keep an eye on this game as well as the other game.
That's it.
Are you a fan of the Sushishka? Do you like it as a player?
I actually don't mind it, I have to say. I think, you know, it can obviously prove to be an advantage for you at times if things maybe are going against you, and it gives you a little bit of momentum then as well if things are going well. So, look, I know a lot of people are against it, but I don't overly have any problem with it. As I said, it's only a minute really, and I know most teams are using it as a tactical advantage in the last year or so, but I don't think it has a huge bearing on the game.
Conor O'Donoghue, so unfortunate to concede that goal, having made a fantastic save. Not much he could do with the follow-up that came from Fionn McDonough, who finished it beautifully. Here we go. The second quarter, if you want to put it that way. Conor O'Donoghue. Batted down by Concannon, but he couldn't take the possession. It's Niall Heffernan. Heffernan racing forward. Got surrounded by Maroon and dispossessed. Waiting for it was Nyland, but he was beaten to it by Tom Hannon, who I think ran out of pitch. McGlynn gets some air on that. McDonough couldn't quite make it his. Cian Lynch comes in, does what he does best, wins a dirty ball, lets the strike go, and gets a point.
And how many times have we seen him doing that both at club and county level, and now here again tonight with NUIG. you nearly automatically put the score down when Cian Lynch has the ball in possession.
Wonderful score. Owen Lawless won it back brilliantly. Was fouled, free out NUIG. That's the 45, his own 45 that Nyland is standing close to. He wouldn't from there, would he? He's got the breeze at his back, but I don't know if it's that strong a breeze.
I don't think it'll be too far away anyway from going over, because he's a brilliant striker of the ball and very confident in his own ability at free taking.
Nyland. It has the legs.
Super.
That's a wondrous score from Nyland.
Again, Colin, now again! Again! Better brace that quick!
Cian Lynch seems to slow things down, always seems to have a lot of time, but didn't catch that one right. O'Donoghue. Falls into the path of John Fleming. Fleming fancies it, and you can see why. His third.
A brilliant point by John Fleming, and you know, he's been more closer to goal for the other couple of points, but he stepped out the field and again looked very comfortable shooting from distance.
O'Donoghue. NUIG have a strong enough breeze in this first half, so they probably do need to build up a lead. Here's Cian Lynch. Always gives it to the man in the better position. That's John Fleming, who slots it over.
Again, UCD again, now again!
Lynch could have easily gone for that himself, but he popped it inside.
That's it, and it just shows the calibre of a player that, you know, Cian Lynch is. You know, he's so unselfish, and he's always looking for, you know, someone to offload it to if they're in a better position. And again there, you know, John Fleming, who's playing with confidence, his fourth point already in the game.
Well, there was a buzz around campus in the couple of hours leading into this. There's a big crowd which is growing all the time, I'm sure, and I hope you're enjoying watching this wherever you're watching it from. It is so good to have the Electric Ireland Fitzgibbon Cup and Sigerson Cup back, and all the other competitions as well.
I think we all missed it last year when these games weren't played, so it's brilliant to have the competition back up and running.
Liam O'Brien of Waterford juggles it into the path of Donal O'Shea. What a piece of skill that is, but it just dropped short. Didn't get it into the hand, just flicked it in the air and sent it towards the goal. Concannon clears it. He's playing very deep, Brian Concannon.
That's it. I think UCD are nearly confused by the movement of the NUIG attack.
McDonough tries to make it his, but loses out to Minogue. Liam Murphy has Minogue as an out ball. That's the option he goes with. Minogue looking for Prenderville, who shows some pace. I beg your pardon, that's Guilfoyle. And that was brilliantly and cleverly defended by Jack Fitzpatrick. Another long-range attempt. This time it's missed. I think it was John Fleming. Conor O'Donoghue. Great clean catch by Prenderville. Donal O'Shea, referee gives the free in.
UCD need more of that, you know, attacking the NUIG half-back line, and a super catch by Prenderville there. And he offloaded it to Donal O'Shea, but it should be an easy one for O'Shea now.
He had Mark Gill all over him, which made it an even better catch. When you catch it cleanly with that kind of pressure on you, it's quite the skill. Donal O'Shea will surely pop over this free. Strikes it beautifully and sends it over. There's just a lovely sound off it when he strikes it, isn't there?
Yeah, he strikes it at ease. He's very comfortable in his strike, and UCD need him more on possession in this first half.
NUIG hunting for more scores, standing over to Heffernan, such a strong man. Garrity brings it out. Away it goes from Minogue. It's 1-on-2 in favour of NUIG back there. Lawless. Great pass. Just let it fall in front of him, John Fleming, but to be fair, wins it back. Here's Concannon. Another good score. Concannon with his first.
And again, that man, John Fleming, you know, offloaded the ball to Concannon. He's having a super first half, and, you know, Henry Shefflin and Galway management will be excited by that, seeing how well he's playing.
Left behind by Hannon. Caulfield. Caulfield on the move. Has to go off the stick. Great hook by Ian O'Hare. O'Hare takes it back. O'Shea scoops it forward, but only as far as a maroon jersey. Nyland, who received the pass from Colleen, sends it wide. Minogue, it broke kindly for him. Can he take advantage of that break? The answer is no. Liam Riley. Tough on goalkeepers at this time of the year, isn't it? They face a challenge in staying warm.
That's it, and catching the ball under pressure in these conditions too.
Concannon drags it wide. I remember in the intermediate Club Camogie final a couple of years ago, the goalkeeper had a water bottle, a hot water bottle. Your sister was a keeper. Did she ever do anything like that?
Probably never did anything as wacky as that, but if it works, I say fair play to her.
Liam O'Brien to Donal O'Shea. O'Shea loses it, but it is a line ball to UCD. It was flicked off his hurley by Ian McGlynn. Niall Heffernan places it on the ground. Thought about taking it quickly, but Evan Nyland covered off the space. Ball is out of play, so he has to put it in play. Heffernan, intercepted by Caulfield. Caulfield trying to shake off his man Hannon. Donal O'Shea, cool as he like, nonchalantly, one-handed, rolls it back into the path of Geraghty. It breaks, and UCD win it back. Going to ground was Kieran Foley. It's a free in to the hosts.
And again, Donal O'Shea was centred to that, but I'd feel that Donal O'Shea needs to be further up the field, because that's where his greatest threat is going to be, closer to the goal. And I know he probably has that free role roaming around, but he's not going to pose as much threat if he's out around midfield. So maybe in the second half, when they're with the breeze, he'll be closer.
Ian McGlynn is going off to get some treatment. He will be replaced for the moment by Oisin Salmon. It is, as you can see, a blood sub. Donal O'Shea to narrow the gap. It's a 6-point game. Donal O'Shea with his 4th from a free. His 5th overall. Oisin Salmon right into the thick of it. Trying to block his man, he's lost his hurley. Cian Lynch tries to dig it out and can't. Here's Tony Hannon. Can't get it off the ground. That is some battle royale, and stealing away is Ian O'Hare. But it's a free in.
And again, you can see the pressure applied by that NUIG attack. You know, as UCD are struggling to deal with it. They're just swarming around the defence. And you can see Evan Nyland again in the thick of it.
O'Hare thought he was away, but the referee has given the free in, and Nyland will very much fancy this one. Scored one from his own 45 almost earlier on. This one from the UCD 45, or close enough to it anyway. Yellow card for Owen Geraghty, the Galway man playing against the Galway College. Or one of the Galway colleges, I should say. Nyland off the woodwork, trying to get onto the break is Hickey, and he has. Hickey, can he get a shot away? Goes to ground, brilliantly defended by UCD. Oldsley of Wexford. Ian O'Hare spills it, gets it into the hand. Has a wee look up and goes with a very accurate pass. Minogue, it's 2-on-2 inside. Making it his is Kieran Foley. Snapshots, good save. Guilfoyle did well to get his shot away. The keeper did well to get something on it, and UCD get the 65.
Good defending again from NUIG, and I think maybe they've learned from last week's league final. You know, they conceded 4 goals and they would have been very disappointed with that, so it's definitely something they've probably spoke about before this game tonight to really stop UCD scoring any goals like that.
And to give credit where it's due, it was Jack Fitzpatrick who got himself in the way, and he felt that one because he was down for a couple of seconds. Took it full force from close range. Really brave stuff from Jack Fitzpatrick. Donal O'Shea. That's a fantastic score against the breeze from Donal O'Shea. It's a 5-point game. UCD will have a strong breeze in the second half. Liam Riley. He's trying to pick out John Fleming. Cian Lynch. Good pass by Cian Lynch, slipped it out of contact nicely. This one could drop in or around that small square. Philip Hickey was trying to get there, but just couldn't get anything on it. There was too much height on it. He couldn't keep it in play. Conor O'Donoghue happy enough to slow things down. Liam O'Brien couldn't get it into the hands. Nyland. It's a dribbling ball inside. It's intercepted by the defender. It was Audsley. Audsley taking a big hit from McDonough and driving out, but then it's intercepted and that's popped over.
And again, another turnover for Nyland. And UCD are just struggling with that when they're coming out with the ball. The NUIG attack again are applying the most pressure.
Nyland with another fantastic score. UCD trying to win the primary possession. David O'Carroll was in there, as was Liam O'Brien, but it is an NUIG ball. Darren Morrissey. So close to the commentary position he can hear us. That's a good line ball, aiming towards McDonough. It actually goes over McDonough and falls Hickey's way, but he couldn't make it his. Here's O'Hare. Nice take and turn by Prendeville. Good block down. Luckily for him, it falls to Donal O'Shea, who is fouled. It's a free out. O'Shea and McGlynn having a little tangle there. NUIG, you can't see it at the moment, but they do have a man down. There he is. Killeen having a discussion with Prendeville.
Mark Gill was the player down.
He's a tough cookie, he'll try and drive on.
Come on, umpire. Left field. Oh, there you have him. Do something, umpire. Come on.
manageable gap for UCD heading into the break. Will they be pleased with that, considering they're against the breeze in the first half?
Yeah, but I think they wouldn't want to let too much more come between the two sides, because NUIG, you know, will be disappointed with some of the shooting. You know, they probably have 8 or 9 wides, and as I said earlier, they won't want to, you know, be ruined those chances later on. But UCD really need to probably finish with a point here if they can at all, because NUIG are pretty much in control, I feel, at the moment.
Don Lochet measuring this one. That is his own 65 he's standing on. That's an excellent score. It went right over the black spot. And that's half time. NUIG in front against UCD, but a long way to go. And Ursula, a very good game.
A brilliant game, and you know, some top class hurling here on display, and some of the guys with the greater experience, you know, are really showing their class. The likes of Cian Lynch, Brian Concannon, Evan Niall and John Fleming has been so impressive, and then Donal Lochet with his free taking for UCD has been the standout for them. So as we said, NUIG had the breeze there in the first half, and UCD will be looking to build on that last couple of minutes there in the second half.
Well, UCD heading back to the warmth of the dressing room. They are trailing at the break, but it's not done yet. We'll have first half highlights in a few moments, plus the second half live, so stay with us.
John, what's the actual score? 110 to 8. 110 to 8. Yeah.
Well, NUIG are leading at the break in this Electric Ireland Fitzgibbon Cup encounter here in Dave Billings Park, UCD. It's 110 to 8 points. And Ursula, Jacob, let's have a look at some of the highlights of the game so far. Donal O'Shea playing very well, and that was a really well taken point. Risky is what I'd call it.
Yeah, you know, and we spoke before the game how he was going to play a huge part in this game for UCD, and from a UCD point of view, you'd be hoping to get him more on the ball. And we could see there, you know, John Fleming got a super score, and he's got 4 in the first half alone. But for me, as I've kind of said numerous times, the NUIG attack in particular are working so good collectively as a unit. You know, their use of possession is excellent, and Keane Lynch, you know, as we stated before the game, he's the main attraction here tonight, and he's got a couple of super points. And you know, both sides, both Evan Nyland and, you know, Donal O'Shea, their striking from frees has just been immense tonight. You know, Evan has had the wind in the first half, but Donal O'Shea has been equally comfortable against that breeze. So it'll be interesting to see in the second half, can they have the same kind of influence on the game. And again, I suppose probably the crucial score in that first half was NUIG's goal, and UCD defended quite well, but then, you know, as we said, Fionn McDonough pulled first time on it and took his opportunity and his chance, and it was a great strike. But for me, you know, NUIG are full value for their lead at half time. You know, they've been that little bit craftier on the ball and their use of possession, and have swarmed around the UCD players numerous times and have created a lot of turnovers, resulting in a couple of great frees from Evan Nyland, as we could see here from his own 45. So they'll be looking to do the same in the second half. But the movement for me in NUIG's attack has been really impressive, and UCD seem a little bit at 6s and 7s at times, knowing where their players are.
And UCD will have the breeze in the second half. Donal O'Shea making little of not having the breeze in the first half. That was an excellent score. Evan Nyland is playing so well, the Clarence Bridge man. Well, sorry, that was not an excellent score. That was off the post, but he hit some nice ones. UCD defending that one doggedly. Brian Concannon from the sideline.
And you could see that little bit of experience that the likes of Concannon and Nyland have. You know, their use with the ball is excellent, and striking under pressure, they look like they've far more time than they have at times.
Well, you never say never, but Nyland is now studying a master's in professional education, so you'd imagine this could be his last crack at this, and he wants to give it a real go. As we say, tonight is not knockout. This is the opening match for these two in this group. Earlier on, UCC beat Mary Immaculate College in a game that also concerned these two, as it is in this group. NUIG stayed out on the pitch. UCD went back to the changing rooms. That was actually the same case in the Electric Ireland Sigerson Cup clash between UCD and UCC earlier on. You can watch that one back through the YouTube channel. NUIG trying to stay warm if they possibly can. It's something and a challenge that many a student has faced, but generally because they live in a cold house.
They'll be doing a second warm-up soon.
Was that tough when you were out on the pitch waiting for the opposition to come back out on a cold night like this?
Well, look, on a night like this, it definitely would be, because, you know, even if you stop playing for 2 minutes, you know, you'd be surprised how cold you can get. But you can see the guys here, you know, pucking the ball around, and they'll just focus on themselves and stay moving. But UCD are using their full advantage of home by going inside to the dressing room.
NUIG doing that second warm-up, as you mentioned there, Ursula Jacob, by the way, formerly of Wexford, but still very much at Artabala, recent AIB All-Ireland Club champions. Congratulations on that. And of course, your wedding.
Double celebration.
Double celebration. I mentioned the Camogie first and the All-Ireland first, very much on purpose. I did it in order.
Don't tell my husband that.
He knows. He knows. So UCD, what can they do? What should they do in the second half? It's often very tempting when you have the breeze to just go long, but if you're a team that likes to work it, then that's what you should stick to doing, I suppose.
That's it, and as I mentioned in the first half, you know, Donald O'Shea is obviously the fulcrum of their attack, and you want to get him on the ball as much as possible. So it's having him possibly closer to the goal in this half, because I feel if UCD are going to make a comeback, they may need to get at least one goal, because NUIG are looking very comfortable at the back. You know, Jack Fitzpatrick is playing a real captain's part. You know, he's ably assisted by Darren Morrissey in the full back line, and even Connor Caulfield has delivered some brilliant ball into the NUIG attack. So for me, you know, UCD need to get the ball to the danger man, and that's Donald O'Shea. We've seen what he can do with Galway at minor level and at under 20 level as well. So that's who you want to get on the ball. But probably a few of the other guys in the attack for UCD probably need to, you know, put the hand up now and take the game to NUIG, because as I said, NUIG are, you know, really applying the pressure on the UCD defence, and it's causing them to make errors.
Well, it's a case of goals from the two Fionn McDonaghs for NUIG over the last couple of nights. Fionn McDonagh, the hurler here tonight. He plays for Moycullen, which would be a very strong football club. But Fionn McDonagh of Mayo also got a goal for NUIG last night. They beat Queen's University 3-10 to 2-7. Also here in Dublin, but not here in UCD. That game took place up at Whitehall, Columkill. I won't spoil it for you, but UCD and UCC met earlier on in the Electric Ireland Sigerson Cup, and you can watch that one back in full. NUIG doing what they can to stay warm here. I guess UCC would probably be considered maybe the favourites for the whole thing, but second place will get you through.
Yeah, and you know, UCD have UCC away next week, so they're really going to want to go into that game maybe getting a victory here tonight. But you know, as I said, NUIG look very impressive at the moment, and they seem to be gathering lots of momentum from last week's win in the league finals. So
well, UCD are now returning to the pitch. We're about to get underway in the second half. Analysis and some post-game reaction to come after this match, which won't go to extra time or penalties or anything like that tonight, because it's a group game, so it can end in a draw, unlike the football earlier on. And this is the point where we look around and see if there's any changes. I can't spot any right now, but I'm sure we'll spot them as the game goes on if they are made. UCD against NUIG, 5 points the gap, 1-10 plays 8, and UCD with the breeze in the second half. NUIG going traditional with 8 and 9 in the centre of the pitch. Colleen and the one and only Cian Lynch. For UCD, it's Liam Murphy and David O'Carroll of Kilkenny. Hannon takes it on himself, and Hannon gets a good score, his first of the evening. Great point from the Clare man. And
that's the start UCD needed, and Tom Hannon, a really powerful run forward and a super score.
Fantastic score. Hickey. Back it goes to Nyland. Cian Lynch. Across the face of goal and wide.
Just shows he's human.
Just about. Collecting it is the captain, Garrity. He's very strong. Here's Donald O'Shea. He's going for that, no doubt about it. And he gets it. What a score from Donald O'Shea.
And UCD's captain, Owen Garrity, set it up brilliantly for him as well. And look at a brilliant strike again from Donald. And if you give him the ball, he'll score every time.
That's a fantastic piece of defending by O'Hare. Minogue. Clare man on either wing for UCD. Can Minogue get the score? No, he can't. Liam Riley. Swept forward by Concannon. Takes it in his stride. It's not an easy skill. Made it look easy. That's a good block down. Strike comes from Caulfield. Waiting at the back post was Fleming. But to credit Brian Sheehy, he just kind of protected the ball really well there and stood between his man and the goal and made sure he didn't get anything on it. Brace kindly for Prendeville. He's dispossessed. Conor Walsh looking for Fleming. He was immense in the first half. Can he pick up where he left off? Oh, he leaves it behind. Sheehy. Nyland. That would be a good score if it went over from that tight an angle, which it doesn't. O'Shea couldn't make it his. Zippy ball towards Hickey. Got something on it but couldn't get it under his spell. Minogue gets a little help from Audley. UCD get it away. Lovely tap by Morrissey. Fleming gets collided with by Prendeville. Ball drops inside the square and it falls kindly for Owsley while it was batted into his path. Minogue is waiting for it. Killeen did his best to stop him. Fleming intercepts. It's some battle out there, Ursula, isn't it?
It is, and you can see that UCD are applying a lot more pressure on the NUIG players now, forcing that sideline as well. You can see they've upped the tempo, and they probably needed to as well because they were allowing NUIG too much time and space on the ball. And you know, even the UCD half back line are getting more on top of the NUIG half forward line, and you know, Tom Hannon and Key Minogue are having a greater influence on the game.
Hannon lets it go and then subsequently picks it up. Hannon tries to get a bit of time, get a bit of space, gets the pass away. It's a good one to Foley. Foley chips it over nicely. His first of the game.
And again, Hannon was integral to that score. You know, he's really attacking and pushing up the field, and he created that score brilliantly for Foley. And UCD will be thrilled with their first 5 minutes of the second half, and they needed a response to bring the game to NUIG.
Kicked on by McDonough. I did mention he came from a club that was strong in football. That's poor from Nyland. He'd expect better of himself. Cleared by David O'Carroll. That is some battle for the ball. McGlynn. Killeen left it behind. McGlynn helped him out. That's a foul. It's a little bit wild from Liam O'Brien of Waterford, and it will be a free for NUIG.
But you can see the intensity and the tackling that UCD are bringing to the game, and obviously it was a high challenge, but as I said, they're not giving NUIG the same amount of space and time on the ball now.
Fleming. Slipped it by Cian Lynch. That's risky from Fleming. It's a risk that does not pay off because UCD have it back. Donal O'Shea will chase after this one. It will beat him. Was that a foul? Yes, it was. Pushed over was Jack Fitzpatrick. NUIG tried to move it quickly. McGlynn. Lynch spilled it into the path of Conor Walsh. Strong play again from Geraghty, the fullback, the captain, the leader. It's a foul. Hickey hacking him down. Or is it going the other way? It's going the other way, I beg your pardon.
I felt it looked like it was a free out for Geraghty.
Well, let's have another look.
felt there was a trip there at the end for Geraghty. For me, it was a free out.
Well, it looks like he's giving the free because he feels that Geraghty kind of threw his hurley back, or you know, but while he was trying to untangle himself.
Yeah, I think it was a bit harsh now. To be fair, I felt Geraghty was just driving out with the ball, and an easy one for Nyland now to get NUIG back into the game.
Easy does it for Nyland.
And a score they badly needed, you know, their first score of the second half.
O'Donoghue. Clash of the Ash, it's beautiful no matter what time of year you hear it. Here's O'Shea, Sheehy, I beg your pardon, that is Lawless. Coming out to meet it was Fleming. Fleming trying to get himself out of that corner, loses possession, gets pushed over by Geraghty, who's on a yellow card, so he has to be careful. I don't think he'll pick up a second one for that or anything like that, but
well won by Fleming, and a great first touch, and he used all his strength and experience there to win the free, and Geraghty was probably just a little bit over elaborate and maybe a little bit frustrated from the previous free he gave away, so another chance for Nyland to add to his tally.
John Fleming just settling himself down. John Keenan from Wicklow, by the way, our referee, as was the ref for our previous live game, Anthony Nolan, also from Wicklow. Nyland measures this one up. And the white flag eventually raised. They made us wait.
We shouldn't have doubted.
Well, I have to say, I kind of took a second because he leaned into it in an unusual way. He didn't strike it as cleanly as he normally does. But he got the score, and that's all that matters now. UCD are looking for a score of their own, potentially a goal. Very well cleaned up by Liam Riley. Conor Walsh. McDonough. McDonough regathers, despite the pressure being put on him by Geraghty. Cian Lynch. Look at the time he makes for himself, it's amazing. Then the pass is not good. Minogue, away it goes. Get in, there's the shout, everyone does. Here's Prenderville. There might have been a bit of a wild strike. The referee, Keenan, calling one of the players over. Not quite sure who he's calling over quite yet. Let's have another look. Darren Morrissey, yeah. Darren Morrissey. A few players with white helmets kind of confuse me, but Darren Morrissey
has a Fitzgibbon Cup feel about it now, with the physicality and the intensity raised up a bar.
Donal Lachey lining this free up. Well, it dropped short, which is surprising because he hit one from further out against the breeze in the first half. Caulfield. If you heard some fruity language there, my apologies. Taking off is Fleming. Good pass outside. Nyland shakes off the tackle of Sheehy, gets his shot away and puts it wide. He was unlucky.
It's a free in anyway. But again, for me, John Fleming has been crucial for NUIG tonight. He's either scoring himself or he's, you know, setting up the play for other players. And again, he lay off that ball for Nyland, who wins the free.
UCD making a change. Geraghty going off, probably the wise move considering he's on a yellow. Nyland looks to slot this one over and does. And just to confirm that Garrity has gone off, and Cian Kosig has come in. Liam Murphy couldn't make that one his. Trying to take off his Conor Walsh, goes to ground, leaves it behind. In fairness to John Keenan, he's letting it flow when he can. It's good refereeing. It's one from the Barry Kelly, Fergal Horgan kind of refereeing school. Let it flow when you can.
That's it, and it's adding to the excitement of the game as well, because it's not stop-starting, and it's allowing the guys to bring the physical aspect to it, but allowing it flow when possible too.
Minogue, it veers away from goal, but they might be able to keep it in play. No, they can't, and that's a wide. It was a clever attempt by Cian Minogue to just drop it in there and see what the forwards could do. Nyland is the target, but we'll have to come back. It's a good catch by Cian Lynch. He's won the free. That's what he brings.
And NUIG will be happy with the response to those couple of early points from UCD at the start of the second half, and they're kind of just chipping away now, winning some possessions and then eventually getting the free. So Cian Lynch at the central to that passage of play again.
Nyland again hits it sweetly. Liam Murphy gets a bit of time, gets a bit of space. Does he get a point? No. Break caught by Prenderville. It's going to drop short, but UCD might be able to make something of it. No. Referee has stopped play because John Fleming is, or Conor Walsh, I beg your pardon, is down. As is another NUIG man.
I think it's Mark Gill, is it?
McDonough and Walsh, yeah. Hit his own player, both men going for the ball, full-blooded. These lads made of really stern stuff.
It's not going to stop either of them from continuing.
Jeff Linsky, the manager, out. As we say, has had great success with Galway underage teams. A potential future Galway senior manager as well. But there's one Henry Shefflin in situ right now. Good catch, Minogue. Liam O'Brien. O'Shea beaten to it, trying to scoop it forward is Foley. He does well, Foley. Gets it into the hand. O'Shea sets himself and puts it over.
A brilliant combination play there between Foley and O'Shea, and you know, as I said at half-time, you need Donal O'Shea on the ball more, and every time he seems to be in possession, it's either a score or something comes out from it, so UCD will be happy with that return from him.
Good score from Donal O'Shea, who is studying finance and economics. He's in third year at the moment. NUIG are just doing enough to stay in front. Maybe a case of living off frees a bit too much for their liking, but still ahead.
Talking, boys, come on.
Gets good air on that one. O'Shea hunting for it again. He misses out. Conor Walsh battling for it, not showing any signs of that injury. It is UCD who steal away with it. Can they get the score to Liam Murphy? It climbs over. Good score from Liam Murphy, his second of the game.
And Tom Hannon again, you know, coming out from wing back, popping the pass out to him, and a brilliant score by Liam. You know, he got an equally good score in the first half, and UCD will be happy going into the water break. They pulled it back to 4 points now.
Good point from Liam Murphy, who would know this place very well. He is a Coola clubman. They'd often play here and occasionally train here. We're at the Susishka, the water break. It is NUIG 114, UCD 13 points. What are you making of it, Ursula?
Yeah, look, definitely UCD had the more positive start in that first quarter after half time, and you know, they got some brilliant scores. You know, Liam Murphy, Kieran Foley, Donal O'Shea. You know, NUIG are probably that little bit more reliant on their frees in the second half. They've scored 4 frees, but apart from that, I think they're probably being a little bit over elaborate at times. But credit to UCD's defence, they're tightening up on them, and in particular Tom Hannon and Keane Minogue in the half-back line have been really impressive. They're pushing up the field and adding a greater urgency to the UCD attack, and that's why they're kind of coming back into the game. But again, you know, NUIG haven't panicked. They're kind of tipping away with the frees and winning possessions. But I still feel UCD will need a goal to come back into this game.
Liam Riley, the NUIG goalkeeper, yet to be beaten. Conor O'Donoghue, to be fair to the Padley Bowden St Enda's man, there wasn't much about the goal he conceded. Wasn't much he could do, I should say. Liam Riley, he'll get us back underway with the puck out. Well, off camera there, Evan Nyland dropped over to Jeff Linsky to get a few words. I wonder what those words were. We're close, we're not that close that we can hear them. Kilcommons is in for NUIG. The break is 1. Mark Gill. It's a testing ball, but the test is passed. O'Cassig of Kilmacud Crokes, the Dublin senior club champions in both hurling and football. Oh, he's left that one behind. He's dispossessed. Good stuff by Concannon. Concannon, did he take too much out of that? No, the free goes the other way.
You know, UCD probably should have cleared that a little bit quicker, because with Concannon in there, he was always going to be a threat, and he did brilliantly to win that free. And again, you know, NUIG are just chipping away here now. You know, going to get another point from free. But the work rate again, you know, you'd have to admire Concannon for winning back the possession and turning over the ball, and now Nyland's going to strike an easy ball over the bar. Good score by Nyland. NUIG bossing it at the moment, but leads can be very easily cut into in hurling. Cian Salmon is coming in for NUIG. It looks like Fionn McDonough's night is over. Got the goal in the first half. A beautifully taken goal as well, doubling it on the half volley. Yeah, and it appears to be the key score in this game so far. It kind of is keeping NUIG just ahead in the game, and it was a brilliant strike. Donahue goes long. Salmon looking to get involved for the first time, but he's beaten to it by Liam Murphy. Philip Hickey, such a lively presence. Philip Hickey, was there a bit of a wild stroke there? John Keenan plays on. Hickey running onto his own ball, if that makes sense. Yeah. I think here's Nyland. Ian O'Hare pulled up there with a hamstring or an injury. Killeen leaves it behind him, kind of fumbled that one. Minogue won it back, gave it to Liam Murphy. Brilliantly taken by Owen Guilfoyle. Guilfoyle of James Stevens, Kilkenny. Great goal. And without repeating myself, I think that's the score that UCD needed, and you know, full credit to Guilfoyle. He followed the ball in and he just, you know, huge amount of pace and struck it brilliantly, and you know, it's all to play for now. 10 minutes to go, 2 points in it.
That's one that his clubmate Owen Larkin would be proud of. Running onto the ball, showing strength and a beautiful finish.
Yeah,
he was both a bull and a ballerina there, wasn't he?
A nice way of describing it, all right, but he took it brilliantly, and credit to him. You know, he followed it right in, and
oh, we've got a grandstand finish, as I said just a moment ago.
They badly needed it, I think, too, because NUIG were looking in control, but they got the break, and he's not the biggest of man, but he burst through the heart of the NUIG defence, who had been very strong and solid throughout.
What's there is muscle. Owen Guilfoyle ran onto it beautifully, took it beautifully as well.
Brian Cody will be happy with a Kilkenny man getting the goal from midfield.
The economics student in second year, so has another couple of years of Electric Ireland Fitzgibbon Cup hurling ahead. And judging by the look of it, possibly some years for Kilkenny ahead as well. Kilkenny playing Wexford this weekend in Wexford Park in the Walsh Cup semi-final.
That's it, yeah.
If it's anything like their Leinster Championship flash last summer, it will be some encounter.
Again, Keane Lynch, you know, proving vital, winning a vital free, and something that NUIG needed in response to the goal that UCD just got. And when you need a leader to stand up, no better man than Keane Lynch.
Speaking of leaders, here's Evan Nyland. Measured it perfectly. Sometimes he doesn't look like he's striking it overly cleanly, but it's actually, it's not an accident. That's the way he kind of hits it sometimes from those angles.
Yeah, no, he's very composed and confident in his strike, and you can see that give him half a chance either from open play or from frees, he'll pop it over the bar, and he's having a major influence on tonight's game. He's got 6 frees already in the second half, and they're the only scores for NUIG.
Owen Guilfoyle. O'Shea almost getting on the end of it. Jack Fitzpatrick stepped inside Foley and then was smothered, but they get away with it. Eyeing up that one as John Fleming got something on it but couldn't take it cleanly. Sheehy got over it but couldn't take the possession for UCD. How many times have we said that this evening? A player getting over it but not able to take it cleanly, and it's not necessarily their fault, it's just the time of year first of all, and secondly the pressure that they're put under by the opposition.
That's it, and that sums up kind of Fitzgibbon hurling, and hurling at this time of the year, you're not given too much time or space on the ball, and especially in Fitzgibbon Cup games, you know, that's what's at the heart of these kind of games, is the physicality, is the work rate, is the intensity, and both teams, to be fair, tonight are bringing that.
Philip Hickey. That's going to drop. The defence has to be careful. Concannon was hunting, but he was beaten to it. Good and strong defending. It's in the hand of O'Carroll. Moved it on to Liam Murphy. It's Owen Guilfoyle. Look at the pace of Owen Guilfoyle. Has a look, has a go, and has a point to add to his goal.
Brilliant score. And a huge amount of space and time again, something that NUIG weren't given the likes of Guilfoyle in the first half, but again, it just, things seem to open up for him, and his pace, he used it to the max.
Great clean catch. It's such a fantastic skill. Cian Salmon getting up like the animal he's named after. That's a really good pass to Nyland, who finishes it off beautifully. Philip Hickey won a dirty ball, got it to Nyland, and Nyland slotted it over.
You know, and that just shows the threat that Nyland has from open play as much as from frees. You know, he didn't have a whole lot of time or space, but credit to Philip Hickey as well. He did brilliantly to pop the pass out to Nyland.
Lawless tries to get back, provide support. Caulfield under pressure from Guilfoyle, but still got his clearance away. Cossack spills it. Here's Cian Lynch. Lynch through the gap. Lynch does what Lynch does.
And again, he makes it just look so easy. And again, NUIG seem to be pulling away with a couple of points.
5 to go. Anyone's game. And it could be a draw because it's a group format. UCC winning against Mary Immaculate College earlier on. Caulfield. I think that's McGlynn who has a go for NUIG. And that's a good score. NUIG just on a run of it at the moment.
That's it. They seem to have got the momentum in the last couple of minutes.
NUIG warming up a sub, about to come in. Oisin Salmon. That's a beautiful take. Great work by Concannon. Inside to Lynch. Nyland. And over it goes again.
The fast hands from Lynch again, you know, popping it out unselfishly to Nyland, and a super score.
Nice turn. The shot will come from Lehif, who slots it over. Good score by Kevin Lehif. Doing what he needs to do, that's making an impact. Don Loche. Knocked down to Lehif. A superb footballer and a superb hurler as well. Two in a row for him.
Two great scores and badly needed for UCD at this late stage.
Four between them as Oisin Salmon comes in.
Get on the break! Get on the break!
Break so important. They can decide games. Audley can't get it into the hand. It's been such a regular feature of this game that players have got over it and have been able to gather it. Lehif. St. Jude's man looking to get it inside to Kieran Foley, but it's Jack Fitzpatrick who gets there but doesn't take it. Here's Foley, but he can't get it either. Fitzpatrick
using all of his experience there to cut out any threat going in for UCD.
Liam Murphy. Blocked down. John Fleming working hard. He's got some nice scores, but he's done well defensively as well. Free in for UCD. Lehif has made an impact.
He sure has, and you know, won a free there. And from a UCD point of view, you know, Shea needs to really slot this one over to bring it back to 3 between the teams.
It's Dermot O'Flynn shot as well of Kula. They look cold on the bench over there, don't they? Donald O'Shea standing just outside the 45. And that's a good score, and it's a 3-point game. We're in the last minute. It's all set up, isn't it?
That's it, and UCD obviously will be going all out for a goal at this stage.
Nyland can't get there, but it's spilled out over the line. It's a line ball to NUIG. Nyland chips it short. Lynch. Lynch has a pop to open up a 4-point gap, and he hasn't done it. NUIG about to bring in another sub, Liam Ford. great catch. Brilliant work by Darren Morrissey. Here's John Fleming. He'll have a go. I don't know if it'll be the winning score, but it has put a good deposit down on the victory for NUIG. They're 4 in front.
Brilliant score from Fleming, but credit to Darren Morrissey as well, you know, catching that ball cleanly in the air and popping it out to Fleming, who's had a super game tonight. You know, he scored 5 points from play, won and numerous frees, and then worked tirelessly off the ball as well. I've been really impressed with his work rate here tonight, and his movement off the ball has been really impressive.
Guilfoyle almost running onto it again. It was his goal that sparked UCD back into life. Not that they were ever out of the game, but NUIG, to be fair, responded well to it. And there is such a thing as a good loss and a bad loss, because in a group stage, scoring difference can come into play. Lynch tangling with Niall Heffernan.
This will suit NUIG down to the ground, waste a little bit of time, and they should see the game out at this stage. 4 points up, 1 minute into injury time.
UCD trying to drop it in. They need a goal. NUIG keeping the pressure on them, working hard, making the hooks, making the blocks. And escaping from the ruck is Colin Prenderville, and it's a free into UCD.
And we can see Niall Heffernan trying to make a run off to the side here, but NUIG.
Donal O'Shea, surely he'll pop this one over and then hope that his team wins possession and creates a goal chance. That's exactly what happens.
They'll be looking to win this puck out now.
Three between them. But UCD running out of time. NUIG just fire it out. Goes loose, picked up by Darragh O'Brien. But again, it's turned over. Concannon just wouldn't quite fall for John Fleming. Had he got his hands on that one, he was a shoe-in for a goal. UCD, maybe, just maybe, they've got one last chance. O'Flynn as it rebounds around and kind of pinballs around. NUIG have the possession through Caulfield. And that is that. It's a hard-fought victory for NUIG. It's tough to go away from home and win, but that's exactly what they've done. 121 to 118. Ursula, what did you make of it?
Yeah, you know, I think it was a really exciting, high-energy game, and I feel that NUIG fully deserved the win. You know, they controlled a lot of the game. They dictated, you know, most of the aspects of the game as well. But credit to UCD, you know, they never gave up. You know, as you said, Owen Guilfoyle's goal in the second half, you know, reignited the UCD team, but NUIG seemed to have a response to every score UCD got, and, you know, Evan Nyland, John Fleming, Cian Lynch, all of them were central to it.
Well, a 3-point victory for NUIG, who open up their Electric Ireland Higher Education Fitzgibbon Cup campaign the way they'd want. UCD aren't done yet. They've got 2 more games, so they can still get themselves through. But it's a very positive start for Jeff Linsky's team. 3 points the final gap. Let's have a look at some of the second half highlights. This is a good run from Tom Hannon, who started UCD off the way they needed to, the way they wanted to. Donal O'Shea played incredibly well tonight, and that was a beautiful score.
He sure
from play.
did. You know, Donal got 3 points from play and then 6 or 7 from frees, and, you know, UCD got the ideal start to the second half, and they really punished, you know, NUIG defensively. But as we said, Nyland and his free taken tonight was crucial for NUIG. He got some super scores, you know, for probably 15-20 minutes of the second half. They were only getting scores from free, so it was vital that Nyland was on his game, and he was tonight, and he chipped in with 3 points from play in the second half as well, so he was integral to this win. But again, John Fleming, Cian Lynch were vital cogs in the team as well. Donal O'Shea, as I said, was a key man for UCD, but credit to Owen Guilfoyle, you know, he burst through the NUIG defence and used all his pace to bury the ball in the back of the net. But as I said, NUIG didn't panic. You know, they responded really, really well and they won some vital possessions. But things did open up at stages, and we could see, you know, Owen Guilfoyle found his range as well and got some good scores. And even with the likes of Kevin Lahiff for UCD coming on, he was a huge impact on the game. But I feel the overall experience of the NUIG players like Keane Lynch here, you know, Concannon at stages and Nyland, you know, were really vital, and they seem to have that kind of greater balance in the team. And Nyland, you know, when he's on form, he's so comfortable striking off both sides, whether he's close into the goal or out 50-60 metres. And again, look at the fast hands of Keane Lynch, you know, that's why he is the current player of the year, and it's why NUIG, you know, probably are victorious here tonight as well when you have a player of his calibre, you know, on the team. But, you know, UCD will take positives from the game tonight as well. You know, Kevin Lahiff came on, got two great points and won a vital free as well. So, you know, they'll go into the next game now against UCC trying to take the positives and build on tonight. But for me, NUIG were fully deserving winners tonight, and John Fleming finished off the game in style and got 5 points from play, and he's definitely one to watch for NUIG and Galway this year.
He certainly is. Donal O'Shea played really well. As we say, UCD not out of it yet. This group also contains UCC and Mary I, and it's a tough and competitive group. It should be very entertaining watching this and all the other groups. So NUIG open up with the win in the Electric Ireland Fitzgibbon Cup against UCD here in Dave Billings Park in Dublin in UCD. The final score, NUIG 121, UCD 118. My thanks to you, Ursula Jacob, for coming along and breaking the game down for us tonight. My thanks to you for watching at home or wherever you're watching. We'll have more Fitzgibbon and Sigerson Cup action in the next couple of weeks, so keep an eye on all the relevant social media channels. Good night and good luck.